Remember
Nice.
DMX? Weren't you away with DMX?
Yeah, me and
Didn't he cipher? I remember you told me that.
Me and DMX was in the county together.
Tell the internet about that story.
This is before rap. This is like when I want to say I'm 18 or 19.
Okay.
In the county. I'm in the pen. I get to the pen. I'm there a few days. And the pen is like A block, B block, C block, D block,
Cheer.
F block. So I lived on D block, of course.
Yep.
I stayed on D block. Rather, my cell was there on D block. And I remember X coming to get me one day, like, yo, seeing him, he like, yo, you in the pen? You in the pen, my nigga? I'm like, yeah, I'm in here now. This nigga came and got me one day, like, yo, come on. Got some niggas to take care of. I'm like, where the fuck are we going? Like, he like, you on point? You ready, my nigga? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, my nigga. What's up? He brings me upstairs. This nigga got a drummer lined up.
What?
With 20, like, at least 15 to 20 niggas that rap. I'm like, yo, this nigga's fucking crazy, dog. This nigga's crazy.
Yeah, the county cipher.
We melted niggas, too.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I can imagine.
We told
That's
niggas
so
out the frame.
dope.
We told niggas out the frame. Word.
I can imagine.
I feel like these new artists don't have that confidence to like try to take that on. Like instead of them welcoming that, they'll try to say shit like, "Oh, we don't rap over those old beats, or we don't do that anymore."
I mean, times change. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a fear, and I think that most people are.
If you don't
afraid
got
to-
bars, you should chill out. I think
Right.
it's a respect of not. I think some people respect that they don't have the capability to do that in an effective way, so they fall back. But they just don't say it that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants to cop out there. I'm not ready for that.
Sure,
Especially when you get a check and you get money and you're famous and and you don't want to be like, that's a good playoff to be like, I ain't into that no more.
Right.
Because even like in our days, that when you started getting money and you got in the industry, you wasn't trying to revert back to just being outside and being in competition with people who didn't even deserve to be in your lane. But you still wanted to flex your shit on the rest of the industry. That's where the mixtape shits came in. Because if you was on the mixtape, you know who else was going to be on that mixtape. So this ain't got shit to do with an album. This shit ain't got to do with a check or money. This shit got to do with street credibility and fucking props. And we're going to fucking lace your shit and we're going to eat you when this fucking mixtape come out. And that's what it was about. That kind of went to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody, because we all came from, whoever was in the game at that time came from rapping from corners and ciphering and battling and all of that shit. So it kind of like you want to step it up and take it on a bigger scale where more people get to view your shit too. I mean, even when it was more like listen, but hear your shit.
Hip hop and the industry is two totally different things. I think, for me personally,
no doubt.
I'm gonna say hip hop is something you live, breathe, eat, shit, sleep, wake up, fuck, do everything you could possibly imagine, even with whoever's involved in your life. Industry is more, my car's better than yours, my chain's bigger than yours, what's the numbers, who's the hottest, get them on my shit, what's the latest fashion. It's maybe no MCing involved. Hip-hop, you got to have MCing involved. Industry, it don't got to be no MCing involved. It don't even have to be talent involved too much. But I don't really knock that hustle because as a black man, an older black man, I'm glad to see young men get money. Like, you know what I mean? And they don't have to be on the corner or don't be, they ain't got to rob shit or do stupid shit. But it fucks you up when you see, just respect the culture you come from. Like, respect history. Like, I respect past artists and new artists.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
I respect
I've seen
anybody in this craft. If you good at the craft, you get my respect. It's not a, and it's not an age limit thing. It's just like, and I agree it is a young man's sport, but if you old and you nice enough to be nice still, why the fuck would you hang up? Because it's supposed to go hobby, job, career, stepping stone to another career. You know what I mean? Why the fuck would you want to just say after hobby and job, I'm not going to make a career out of this? Like, that's fucking stupid. And only in hip-hop and rap do they think, well, not hip-hop, but in rap do they think like, yo, all right, you're not supposed like the fucking Rolling Stones and
Sure.
Kiss and
You know,
and
I
all
see-
of this. They fucking out right now on tour right now.
I talk about it all the time.
When we was kids,
Right.
like why the fuck when we want that for our own culture to pass down to the youth to say, here you have something. If you deserve that shot, you deserve that shot. Like.
Right.
Yo, you know, it's funny. I say it every episode. I say this shit. I always talk about how Barry Manivell's out there right now. I use this fucking line all the time, and fucking the people they're not like, yo, Barry's old. They're sitting there loving him.
'Cause he's classic.
Like imagine Styles P being that, you know, doing a concert at 70 years old, coming out. I
You know
get
what
high.
it is? Hip hop's so closely related to sports. Sports is a young man's game
Yes.
that it seems like the same, but. I mean, at a point in time, like, because, I mean, it is a point in time, like, I don't go to the club and fucking expect to hear what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I go to the club and I know, all right, this is they shit. If I could hear something I like when I'm in this motherfucker, I take it out of it. Because that reverts back to kind of street principles.
Sure.
That corner is not yours forever.
Sure.
Right.
And you spoke
You know
about
what I
something
mean?
before. I heard
That's
you.
not yours forever.
I heard you say something like that. You don't judge the youth today because of the golden era hip hop you came from, because it's not the golden era day anymore.
It's not that day.
So it's a new day.
It's a new day. It's a new day and age. So you can't hold people to your standards all the time. You can hold yourself to your standards. You gotta, whatever standards they are that they're holding themselves to, you can either respect it and fuck with it, or not respect it and not fuck with it. It's pretty much simple. But like, you know, when I'm in the crib though with my son and like, you know, my personal homies and my brothers, they're certain shit. I'd be like, yo, turn that shit the fuck off. That shit's trash. It's garbage. And then I wouldn't do that because that's disrespect. That's disrespect, and I don't like to disrespect nobody's art. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a bunch of people in the world who probably listen to my shit like, what the fuck is he talking about? Why is he talking about that? And, you know, it might not make sense to them. And that's their right, and that's their opinion to have that. So you can't really go knocking people.
That's true.
Because it ain't your shit. Like, there's, you know, I like certain sneakers I like, and then I don't like none of the fucking rest of the sneakers. And then I make me an asshole to walk around all day like, look at that guy. He's a dickhead.
Are there
Sneakers
any new
fucking
artists that
suck.
you do like?
I like a lot of new artists. What you mean by new? I like Davies.
Okay.
That's my babe,
I think
bro.
he's-
Love
I think he's
Davies.
really poppin'.
I like Don Q. I like Joey Badass.
He's cool.
I like J. Cole. I like Kendrick. I like Action Bronson. I like my boy Fortes. My boy Chris Rivers.
Chris
My
Rivers
boy
is a
Snipes.
nasty-
Yeah, I mean,
such a problem.
there's a lot of talent out there. Like, I like MCs, like, you know what I mean? And then sometimes I just, as an MC, don't give a fuck about nobody neither, because you got to be in that zone sometimes to say, you know what, fuck what's out, fuck who's out, respect, salute, but fuck them. Like, I'm in the zone, because I think that's what it takes to survive. Me personally, in my own mind, that's what keeps me ticking as an MC. Like,
That's
you know what I'm
exactly what I was
saying?
going to ask you, because, like, one thing about you is that you stayed true to being a lyricist. Like, you didn't go commercial or try to sell out. And I was going to ask you, like, what gave you the courage to do that with everyone, like, transforming into what they think is cool or in the now?
Well, I think it's what you want to leave, how you want to leave, and what you came in it for. I mean, the most exciting thing to me was to be able for somebody to say, yo, he said that shit. Who knows that lifestyle, the background, the neighborhood. For me, that's the ultimate goal. So everything else is like a plus and a minus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything else is like, I just want to be respected for my craft, because nobody's going to go, yo, you know, when he died, yo, he had fucking 23 Bentleys, or like, some people will, but most of it, like, in my eyes, like, you remember great men. I don't say, yo, Malcolm X, yo, his crib was crazy, or Martin's thing was, JFK had this, or, you know, you don't fucking say that. You just know who was great, and, you know, Bob Marley was great. You don't go fucking looking up
Right, with his
his
belongings.
fucking, what his belongings
his
was. I mean,
Coogee
I
collection.
don't, like, you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, that's just the era I'm from. So I kind of just stick to the craft.
Yeah.
I stick to the art. Like, shit is an art form.
No, it really is.
And when you don't respect it, it's like, you know, I look at it like karate. It's my form of karate, basketball, and a thing. So I know I like to look at it like, I like to build, work on my craft. So, you know, when the competition come, I'm going to bust that ass and just
How
to
does
be
someone of
staying
your
shit.
caliber, like, perfect their craft? Like, most people already think that you are there. Like, how do you get better, or what do you do?
I mean, you could always
to, like, play with your mind?
And life in general, besides MCing.
Right.
Life in general, I mean, you could learn something to the day you die.
So as long as you can learn, that means you have room to get better.
Yo,
in my eyes.
Meet Kiss and Chic. Like, where did that even?
From Yonkers.
Okay.
From Yonkers. I'm from the South Side. Junior high years.
Okay. School.
Yeah, school.
Yeah. Okay.
School.
And Mary J is also from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you guys
DMX
got
too.
the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know DMX growing up as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mary,
dope.
DMX. I mean, we all from Yonkers. Like,
yeah, that's
kind of impossible for us not to know each other. And we used to cipher with X way before any of us started getting on. I mean, that was, if you from Yonkers and you rap, you know, you had to go through a lot of shit. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Did you see X? Did you know where he would be, what he was going to be?
Yeah, X was always dope. X was he was a superstar even then. He was a ghetto superstar.
Yeah.
Because what he was saying was real and he was living his shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't just and he was passionate and, you know, he was just a very ill MC. And rare. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get to see that too often.
What
Are
about
you guys still in contact?
Yeah.
That's
Just
dope.
on tour. It was great being on tour because X was on some
On some dates?
on some dates. He was on a lot of
Oh, that's
dates.
right. He was on the Bad Boy.
Yeah, and it was actually just real, you know, it was nostalgia. It was real great dressing room right next to ours. Just
Wilding
break
out.
the shit down. Yeah, we drinking, smoking.
And I think that's really cool that
Reminiscing.
you were on tour with the Bad Boy tour because, like, we were just saying how people don't honor those that came before, but I feel like this tour was, like, exactly that. It was, like, the younger generation, like, seeing what we grew up on. Like, I wish I could have seen that every day, all day. Like, I just know that it was
fun.
so live.
It was really fun. Like, you know what I mean?
They're going to do it
was
again?
I hope so.
Hey, listen, the stadiums stadiums look packed.
Yeah, man. It was really dope. It was really dope. You know what I mean? Bad Boy stands for a lot in the golden era, point blank period. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like the Chicago Bulls of rap back then. Like, you can't deny what they've done.
You said it. I heard you say it before. You said that signing to Puff when Puff was looking at this, regardless of what you guys went through for a little bit. You said when what else you say? You said that when he was looking to sign you guys because
that was like signing to the Bulls. Yeah, you fucking made it. Like we sell dope, work stock jobs, rob shit, sell bass, smoke. We trying to go to school. Some of us, we just trying to make our way. So now, and you rhyming and we paying for studio sessions and, you know, we've done a lot. We sold fucking tapes in high school, dog. Yeah. We sold tapes out of the trunks of cars. We was independent in high school before we even fucking made it to the industry. I stole the tapes from my job. We make the tapes. Like, I mean, so when you come from that much work and that much history and that much pain and, you know, that much blood, sweat, and tears and fucking Puffs at your door and, I mean, come on. Like,
how did he even hear about you at that time?
One of the tapes we made in high school, and then I told you we made tapes and then we would sell them. And we kept doing it. One of them, Mary was playing it on tour.
Okay.
Puff heard it with Mary, wanted to know who we was. Rough Riders at the time were our managers.
Okay.
You know, they wasn't a label. They was just
like Wadeen. You talking about?
Yeah, D and Y.
Yeah,
were our managers. They brought us to Puff, got us around there. I remember Puff telling us to spit, and we just
on site.
Yeah, on site. We was on site with it any time, because that was the time, you know, you had to really be in the streets with your shit. Especially with us being from Yonkers, like, you know what I mean. So we'll go to a place and nobody really knew who Yonkers dudes was.
Sure. I can see that.
You know, it'd be like everybody else is in the house and you'd be like a Yonkers dude and they fucking looking, and then you just gotta know you gotta show your ass. And so we was used to, like, it'd be funny because we know, like, sometimes, like, you know, we gonna go to this place and if you ain't extremely nice, you're fucked. We gonna tear you up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. That's what it used to be.
You guys put Yonkers on the map, man. Yeah. But so Puff sees you, and the first thing he says is like, "Yo, spit."
Yeah. I mean, it was. I don't remember verbatim, but I know it was us meeting him and spitting. That was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
How long after that did you guys get the deal?
It wasn't too long. It was pretty much right after that. It was kind of life changed.
I respect you so much because I just feel like this generation is like everything's instant gratification. Everything is right now, in the now, and you guys really had to like put in that work. And
that's
it's like,
technology, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not this generation's fault because we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Twitter, we didn't have 4K, 4G, 3G, 2G.
But it still gives
like,
them
you know
a
what
sense
I mean?
of entitlement. They still have like an entitlement.
It does, but you got to work. But that's why, you know, the one thing is though, you could come out and be great for a moment, like, you know what I'm saying? But work stands the test of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't say you great without the work backing it up for a long time. So a lot of people come out the box and it's great and it's a good look and it's big looking and they're super dope. But through the next few years, you'll see if that's meant to be or if it's not meant to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really knock it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I say it's a different day and age. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you do have those who do pay super homage. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, and hip hop is out there. We just really, I think this argument goes because mainstream gets the most attention.
Right.
If you're a hip hop head like this, when I was coming up, the thrill in that shit was me coming around and my friends finding something before they found it. You fucking didn't hear this shit. Listen to this shit.
Check this out.
New Cool G, whatever was on Stretch, whatever was on Marley Marl, Red Alert,
DJ
Mr. Magic, Chuck Chill Out, you know, all these eras, and I didn't mention in chronological order,
Right,
but all
course.
of this shit meant a lot. If you could even up to Clue, Ron G, Doo-Wop, you know what I'm saying? SNS, Slay, Capri, or if you could find something that nobody got, or you get the tape first and before all of that, that's fucking gold. It's like you was gold in the hood. Like I couldn't wait to pull up and know the fucking verse before anybody knew the verse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know this shit. So by the time the argument come, I already deciphered everything he said. And now I can say, when you say your MC is better, and he said such and such, I can say my man's better, he said this and that. You know what I mean? I think that's what's missing. Because what's missing is if you ask all these kids, yo, all right, who's your fucking, your favorite artist and shit? All right, what's this random, give me the second verse on a random song. See if you get it.
Yeah.
Bar for bar. I think that's the difference. Like, we came up in an era, like, they want to, I don't knock it. They want to party, they want to get high, and they don't give a fuck what the fucking record is saying. They mumbling, they whining, they humming, they doing all kind of shit. But the beat's knocking. It's a catchy hook. You could dance to it. It's
lit.
It's a night vibe. It's like lit. I mean, you know, so I get it. But when we was coming up, it was more like education. You know what I mean? Like, that was kind of our education. When you know, Chuck D, KRS, and them was more than just MCs to me. I was getting lessons.
Mentors.
From Rakim, Chuck D, KRS. These are things I'm learning how to apply to my own life. These are things that's making me want to acquire knowledge outside of school. These are things that's making me want to have knowledge yourself. Like, Tribe Called Quest kind of made you say, oh shit, you could just be regular cool on some hip hop shit and be fresh too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was good. Like, there's so much shit in that era and before we got there that was so, that much, it made us who we were. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a school. To me, it's like a school. Those are our forefathers, our masters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could tell you I studied KRS. I studied Rakim. I'm a black belt in these shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a black belt.
Coming up, these were inspirations to you.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, these are my forefathers. They paved
the way.
EPMD and them, they paved our fucking way. We can't, we can't do it in and out without thinking of EPMD and Slick Rick and Dougie on the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are, you know, run.
And the moves they made. I mean, we had
this shit paved our fucking way.
We had Scoob from Das Effects on a couple episodes ago. I mean, EPMD spotted them at a fucking contest.
You can't look at somebody and that made you want to do what you're doing and then get there and shit on them. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded because who are you inspired by? You had to be inspired by somebody. You had to be inspired by somebody. That's just plain and fucking simple.
One thing I think about is most artists, you know, from my age, our age, they were inspired by people like, you know, the forefathers.
Yeah.
When you think about a Chuck D, or you think about a KRS, or you think about, you know, Rakim, you know.
G.
But now the younger generation, there's a lot of people like yourself who are very open to the younger generation. You ain't hating, you listen as long as they respect the craft.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, 25 years, 30 years from now, they're going to be inspired by the people who we may not even, like, what could hip hop be? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's gonna always be some real shit because you gotta understand. You gotta look at it for. You gotta really look at the scope sometimes of the things. Like when people was complaining about bullshit music and all of this and all of that. You can't, if you, like even a kid who wants to just fucking swag out and get lit and turn up and do all of that shit. J. Cole and Kendrick still tapped into something on the motherfuckers. And Joey, they still tapped in because it's still, the soul need that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could fucking be around dummies all day you want, but you still need to go home and get that jewel from your mom, your pops, big bro, or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be the fucking biggest knucklehead in the world. You could be the stone coldest gangster motherfucker in the world. You still want that advice and that big brotherly love from OG who already did it before you did it.
Yeah.
Whether you want to mention it or not, because you might want to knock his head off because you want to take him off the block.
Yeah.
But if he's cool enough, you know somebody who's cool like that, you still want to pick up them jewels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody looking for something.
Now, there's always a big brother that I feel helped you, whether he was related to you or not. You know what I mean? I think like
that's hip hop. Period. That's
yeah.
what hip hop's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think, you know, and that's what I think for me. That's what, in a lot of my generation, that's what hip hop was. It was a father, brother, uncle, best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was all kind of shit for dudes because it gave you a reason to have hope. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It gave you a shot at the dream. That's why I really can't be mad at the young kids. I want them to live the dream. I want them to succeed. I want you to eat. I want you to milk this shit for what it's motherfucking worth and move on and take your money and move on and do whatever you got to do. Or just have fucking fun and spend it. Whatever the fuck you want to do. It don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might just want to spend your shit all and buy incense and sand bottles and fucking...
And Fanta leaf.
And Fanta leaf and pray and shit. That's cool too.
But you're doing some smart things with your money. Like you're opening up juice bars and investing it in things that are going to...
Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur.
Something that's going to like reap the benefits for years to come. What made you want to do that? And why a juice bar and not something else?
For me, balance.
But when did you start the juice bar? You started that like 4 years ago, no, 5 years ago?
Like 6 years ago, but nah, I've been juicing for longer than my partner. I used to just visit a juice bar. You could look like back on a lot of my old DVDs. I used to go to a joint called Fruits of Life in
Okay.
On 125th?
Harlem on 125th.
I like that.
Between Park and Madison. That was my spot, and I just lost so much weight, and I had a lot of issues that I got rid of, like from just being healthy. And besides that, it was a time in my life where I just wanted to fucking kill the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was willing to do it if they fucking tempted me. And it was like I knew that wasn't the way to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know when you know you're smart,
Yep.
but your temper is getting the best of you and your ego and your pride is making you really wild. And, you know, I'm a short dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was big on, like, okay, you fuck around if you want. You're going to remember me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to make you pay. And they're going to hear about it, and my shit is going to ring. And I think once you're in that mode, it's, like, hard to get the fuck out of it. Like, it's just hard to say, you know, like, it's hard to find that pull yourself out of it. And it's
How
like, what
the fuck did you pull yourself out of it?
You juiced.
I juiced, and I just knew I wanted to get out of it. I just started putting myself in a better position. Like, I started saying I'm going to take myself out of certain situations. I kind of learned how to bounce out on a bad vibe. I learned to like, it's hard we can't have a problem if we don't engage. Like,
sure.
I don't got to fucking say shit to you. As long as you don't touch me or something, like, so I know how far to go with conversations, I pretty just use my intuition, my judgment, my energy, the other person's energy, and how I'm feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just try to think of the fam, try to think of what I'm trying to do in life. And then I try to think of the fucking pain all of that shit causes. Like, that shit is a fucking headache. Like,
yeah. Not only
that's
to
why
you.
I try to tell people all the time. Like, I'm a preaching motherfucker because I really know what it is. Like, so a lot of these kids, they come and they hear rap and they hear this shit and they hear a nigga talking like he really did some of the shit he didn't do that he's talking about somebody else doing. Mm-hmm. And they don't really know the consequences involved. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool because I feel like through music you should be able to express yourself. Because if I want to kill 1,000 motherfuckers, let me kill them on this song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I also feel like I don't want to, you know, but if I want to make peace, I want to make peace too. I try to be balanced with my shit. But I feel, you know, music is to express yourself. So I think it's just about fucking doing that.
Yeah. Now with Juices for Life, the first store started in Yonkers. right?
In the
No,
Bronx.
Castle Hill.
Okay, Castle Hill in the Bronx.
Mhm.
Okay.
Castle Hill.
And then the next one started in Yonkers?
Yonkers, then we went to Tremont, and then
And
we in Brooklyn.
So now you open, the one
With
you open in
Envy
Brooklyn
and,
is with...
Well, Yonkers, Kiss is my partner.
Okay.
In Brooklyn, Angela Yee and Envy's my partner.
Okay, nice.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
she
And,
spoke about that when she was on there.
Yeah, I try to,
How'd that happen?
we try to build something, man. I think, like, this shit is important, not just the juice. It's bigger than the juice. It's really about a lifestyle, you know, for our future. You know what I mean? Like, to be... I hate to fucking sit here and preach, but
No,
you gotta
it's
really
okay.
look about how people are fed. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's in the supermarkets, the laws they pass, what you eat. I eat plants. I'm not telling everybody to be a vegan. I'm not even a vegan. I just say I eat plants. I live a plant-based lifestyle. I still wear leather. You know, so
You just don't eat meat.
I just don't eat meat,
Right.
chicken,
You said-
byproducts.
you
Not
stop,
even
you stop
fish?
eating...
Huh?
Not even seafood?
Nah, no seafood, nothing. I just
Okay.
eat all plants. But I just think whatever you eat, pick the healthiest option. Because, like, it's like, all right, I got on this fucking fresh ass shirt and pants. I know where they from. I got on this fresh ass watch chain. I spent money. I know where it's from. I know where my car is from. I know where my gear is from. I know where my drawers is from.
My
but
woman.
if I ask you where the fuck was last night's chicken from, and you go, all right, nah, it was from Chipotle.
Kentucky.
And I'd be like, okay, but what state? And you'd be like, I don't fucking know. And then I'd be like, okay, was it male or female? You gonna
Right.
tell me you don't know. Was it grass fed? Was it shot on drugs? You gonna tell me you don't know. But you know what you putting on your body, but you don't know what you putting in your body. It's fucking backwards to me.
Right.
And we raising our kids like this, and the next generation and the next generation, and we used to eat fast food, and we don't fucking got insurance. We don't go to the doctor, so we got to prevent. Like, I'm not with really going to the doctor, and most niggas don't got insurance. So you got to figure out if that shit ain't gonna work, what's the fucking next best step? And it ain't going to get fried chicken and greasy food every fucking day. And if you all gonna get chicken, go to fucking Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, a natural market, a halal spot. At least have the information on it. Get you some fucking coconut oil,
Yeah.
olive oil. Cook it yourself.
Yo, you need to
Make it a
start.
little, you know, make
true.
it like, because if we don't think like this, like as a people, like, and I feel like it's my priority as a gangster, because I know gangsters don't think like this.
Right.
Like, well, a lot do. It's like you want to be if something happened today, like, right, and I come in a spot. When I walk in a spot, most of the time, I'm gonna walk in by myself or with light numbers. Now, if something happens, I want to be the best me I could be. That means if I got to shake, if I got to rumble, I need to be able to breathe. If I got to run out this motherfucker, I need to be able to breathe. Now, if it's another situation, that ain't such a violent situation. I'm with my family, nice suburban day. You know, you're a casual guy. You're by the bridge. It's jam-packed traffic. Boom, some shit happens. Shit is blowing up. You by the bridge. How the fuck far can you walk?
Right.
You know, can you walk far? Like, are you good for a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles? Do you know that? Do you know your limit? Do you know your limit on when you got? I mean, I think, to me personally, maybe because I'm stoned a lot of the times, and I like to think of a lot of other shit that I may be thinking far out. But I feel this shit is important because I don't want to be caught up in a situation and not be the best me I could be.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that shit really happens to you because I was like, say, for instance, I was on tour.
Okay.
On tour, I woke up, I had my regimen every day. I juiced, made my soups, took my veggies, worked out, tried to get as much sleep as I can. I got off tour, got back to work, barely sleeping, drinking a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Not eating as many greens as I normally eating more salt, more sugar. Now my toe is inflamed.
That's
Never
gout.
happened to me before, but I know that's because of my diet.
Is that
I ain't take
gout?
my vitamins. Well, it could be because I know it's an inflamed toe.
I was
It's
asking,
either.
my dad has
I think
that.
it is because they hurt like a
They call it
motherfucker.
the rich man disease.
Yeah.
My dad has that.
But then, like, so you get a lot of information. So now I'm talking to the doctor. He like, you got to watch everything you eat because now you eat a plant-based diet. Some greens you eating, some sugars you eating could be causing that. Could not be. You could be. So now most people who get it, because now I know most people who get it, who have it, just be like, I got gout and I got gout forever. Nah, find out all the fucking remedies. Go to the store. Go to the Yardie store. Get the doctor's information. Go to another doctor's information and get to working. Like
Dr.
I had
T-Bob.
bad eczema before. I had a few ailments.
Right.
I had cyanitis.
What's that?
it's like when your sinus just keep dripping, and then you end up keep getting sick and keep getting a fever. And I kept going to the doctor, and the doctor didn't work. You know what I said? I'm going to figure this shit out myself. I'm going to start taking the right remedies to heal myself. Because certain things, you find out something wrong with you, you panic, go, oh, shit, I'm fucked. This and that, you don't know what to do. Shit could be fucked up with you. You got to find out what's wrong with you. Like
you ever have that miso soup from the fucking...
I can't. I had the latest miso soup I had was at a vegan spot, because miso soup most likely has tofu. If you ain't into vegan, it has tofu in it, but a lot of people use fish broth. This is why you got to ask when you order stuff. Yeah. Like a lot of things you order, it don't say a lot of the shit that's in it, but it's in it. Like you might get yellow rice, you don't know chicken stock's in it most of the time. Now if you don't eat chicken, and you thinking you going out eating yellow rice, you eating fucking chicken every day because there's mad chicken stock in it.
I worked at a restaurant, and like people used to come and order the chicken. Like these people came in, they ordered the chicken not knowing that it was a chicken meatball, but it had pork in it. And accidentally ate it, and they was
that shit is crazy.
And they like was ready to sue.
That shit is crazy because I just say, just be the best you could be, because you got a whole bunch of people watching you. It's not even with just food. It's just in life. Like let's take food out the picture because it might sound a little preachy. That's like if you see somebody, like you got a bunch of homies, a bunch of friends, y'all on the corner on the stoop every day, you drinking, you fucking up, then you see the one homie who gets a good job, focuses, do what he got to do, start pulling his shit together. People become influenced by that, whether they say it or not. Some people, they might hate on it. That's just because they don't know how to show it love. But people become influenced by what you do. So when you bring a positive habit home, like, you know what I'm saying, it spreads to the seed. It spreads to the elders. It spreads to the family. It spreads to the homies. Now you have, one good person turns to 5 turns to 10 turns to 20. Now we got a supporting cast of each other, a unit. Now we could grow, because I think this health wave is something we as a people got to really take serious.
It's true.
Because you think better. The better you feel, the better you think.
And it's true, because it even goes back to slavery. Like, they used to give us the worst food. Yeah. It's just that we made it taste good.
Yeah, and that don't mean you're supposed to keep fucking eating it 70 years later.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, it's over. To have a dude back then, like, when you was in the cypher, you would have to have your shit planned.
Right.
Because there wasn't, like, and I don't knock today's battle, but I love the battle scene.
Right.
But the one thing I don't like about the battle scene is all this homework you do on the MC and all this shit. I want you to win the battle because you're rhymes. Fuck gimmicks.
Not
this
even
ain't
know who your opponent is.
Don't set niggas up with niggas they don't know. Come prepared.
That's a good point, man.
Come prepared. So, because if I know about you and you know about me personally, and you want to pull out my past and my mattress or where I live and jokes and gimmicks, that's gimmicky.
Right.
And I'm not knocking it, because it's still art in it. But I would like to see it set up like how it was back in the days. You don't even know this dude from a can of paint.
Right.
He's coming over here. He's coming to take your shit. It is nothing but rhymes to
Right.
Then we just going off the rhymes.
Right. And you prepared because your rhymes
You're prepared because your rhymes is ready for anybody on any given day for any situation. You got to be able to keep going. So we was raised in that era, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, how do you feel about all this exposure that X is getting right now, man? Like the whole, like the whole therapy thing on TV and the whole nine.
You live how you live. You get it how you want to do it. He's a grown man, so however he feels to handle his life, I feel is appropriate. X is a very smart dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So.
And he's a good dude.
And he's a very good dude. He's a positive-hearted dude.
Right.
Like, we all have our trials and tribulations, and I think when you're in this business, the media will take advantage of your trials and tribulations.
Of course.
Because it's good media at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
People get off on seeing other people suffer, man.
Me knowing X personally, X don't probably give a fuck. I don't think he's the type to worry about what the world's thinking about him. Me personally.
Right.
Like, if it's he's a strong dude.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a strong dude. He's a strong-willed dude. He's a strong-minded dude. He's gonna do what he want, and he's gonna do what he feels like doing. So
X is X.
X is X.
Right. So y'all get to Bad Boy.
Yeah.
And it's popping.
Yeah.
Walk us through that, man. Like the earlier experiences you like when you first get to Daddy's house.
I couldn't even explain it. It was just like a whole. It's like making it to the big league. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you've been trying for a long time, like all of us been rapping since we was little kids.
Right.
All three of us. So it's like I guess it's equivalent to how somebody feels when they get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When you get drafted and you work hard and you've practiced and you bust your ass at school and you bust everybody, the competition's ass, and you trained and you trained and you trained and then you got there and it was that era and it was just that time in the land there. It felt like you know, like all the struggles you ever been through. It was for a reason. It paid off, right. And it was for a reason. And right. I think it gave us an understanding of who we was. Mm-hmm. Of who we was. Right. Which was probably the same reason why we flipped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why we had no problem flipping during that era, because we had a sense of we've been through hell and we made it. Once you do that, you know, it's like a workout. Right. Like if you do a hard workout you never did, and you get through it, and it's now like, I know it's part of your workout. I could do that. That's part of the shit. I could get here. I could do this. I could travel this far.
Did you feel like you got a sense of validation basically from being signed, or you already, you know, you felt like you knew definitely that yourself?
That's a validation. You get a sense of validation because you made it. Fuck being signed. Like you made it. You made it to where people who validate the people are interested in you and what you're doing. You made noise. Puff. He could have signed anybody at any given time. Right. We had to have something about us that made him want to fuck with us, and we knew what it was. So that gives you the sense of, what we thought we was. Right. We wasn't wrong. Right. We knew this shit wasn't for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You trusted your instinct, and you was right. We trusted our instinct, and it worked.
All right, beyond Puff though, how did it feel when you met Big, and he was like,
open arms? Greatest. It was the greatest thing. That was one of the greatest feelings ever too, because as an MC, we knew he didn't have to be like that. Right. And most people wouldn't have been like that. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a spitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a lyricist to the T. So most people aren't open armed to other lyricists. It's still that edge of competitiveness. We all guarded, that guarded, right. Like that. And he didn't have that for us. Right. He embraced us like brothers from the jump. Like he showed us brotherhood, and he showed us class early. Like it felt good to go to the studio and say, you know, my homeboy, he's with me. This is my homeboy. Big, his homeboys and everybody's treating my homeboy like me. Right. Because so I got a sense, we got a sense of family and loyalty and understanding early and seeing what it is. And I respected him a lot because he tried to bring. He was one of the first MCs that brought his hood with him, as far as I'm saying, on that scale. Right. In that era. Like to say, all right, I'm bringing a clique. Like a lot of people don't get that credit. But Big really started that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the Junior Mafia. Right. It wasn't people going, all right, I'm this big artist, but boom, here's my crew. And this is what they do. Usually it's like you got to break in through the crew. Like he was trying to integrate. He just smashed it in. He just meshed it and force fed the people it, and we all ate it. Right. Because it was dope. Right. But that was a beautiful thing. So just watching Big and seeing him and his work ethic, and he was a funny guy. He was a funny guy. I heard he had jokes. His sense of humor was incredible. His jokes was incredible. He was classy. He had utmost consideration. He was just like a class act. He was like a dude you would rarely ever meet, and not just rhyming, just as a man. Like you don't really meet many people like that. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's also a magical time because that's when Jigga was coming up too.
No doubt.
And Jigga at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, when y'all got signed, that's when Jigga was working closely with D-Dot and Daddy. How was that experience, man? Like,
it was crazy because we seen
Jigga wasn't Jay-Z.
Nah, we seen Jigga already through the Jazz-O. So from knowing Jazz-O, so we seen early Jigga before Jigga even made it. I mean, we knew he did the Kane thing and all that, but he had fallen back. But his name was circulating and biting. And as an MC, you hear of MCs and you know who's potent and who's not potent. So we already knew what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? From hearing his work, hearing shit he was doing when we was with Jazz-O letting us hear shit. That's how Jay-Z got to know of us. So Jazz-O, and we got to know of him. Right. Jazz-O before anything really got big. So we got to hear some of his shit early, like, you know what I'm saying, as he did with us.
You know, there's so many things I want to talk to you about. One of the things, I mean, that's been legendary is your classic falling out with Puff. Yeah. And this is one thing that I'm glad that you're here, because I never defend Puff, because I know Puff is his grown man, but I know that, you know, the fallout is cats think He's probably one of the grimiest music men
I try to tell
on the
people,
planet. And I'm gonna interrupt you. And my thing is, I understand y'all did what y'all did because I understand, you know, the relationship. But I always point out to cats, particularly on Twitter, that cats don't point fingers at, say, a Jimmy Iovine or Tommy Mottola or whoever.
No.
Walk us through that experience when you signed the contract to when you guys felt that, you know, it was an unfair contract.
Well, see, what people don't understand, we had the standard contract. We had no our contract was probably the same as every artist out at that time.
And I've seen the Bad Boy contracts.
Our contract was pretty much, and this is what we try to explain to people. See, you got to understand, we come from LOX really come from working hard and hustlers.
Of course.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, as a hustler, numbers don't make sense to you.
Right.
You don't care about what it means on paper, because you would have did that anyway because we need it in the door.
Right.
But it was just saying, it could have been anybody. It could have not even been Puff.
Right.
We would have still flipped, because it's like, yo, dog, if a fucking album costs $10 and this amount of albums sell or do something, then you should get this amount of money.
Course, that's the bottom line.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how we always took things. And you got to understand, when you're coming from outside, that's how you view things. Like, this is worth this,
right.
and this is ridiculous.
And did your
Fuck
attorney,
if everybody else is. Our attorney told us it's standard. Our attorney was Londell McMillan at the time.
Okay, did he explain publishing to you?
All that shit.
Okay, so
we just didn't really give a fuck.
You didn't know
because
you were
like,
so thirsty to get in?
Yeah, it was like we understood.
Right.
Now, I mean, no, we didn't all the way know.
Yeah, nobody
when we
knows
first
what
got
publishing
in.
is when you sign it.
Nah, when you first get in, you don't know.
Right.
But when you get a grasp of it, and this is another thing, we were three intelligent young men. None of us are dumb. All of us are very intelligent. Right. I'm not just talking about rapping. Like, we're all intelligent men. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It shows with your business endeavors and the whole nine.
We felt not Puff. I mean, we were signed to him, so we had to take it with him. But we just felt that, like, them contracts are like slavery.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit that should have been in the old school. And we felt most rappers probably don't say something about it because they're used to fronting and upholding an image.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if I want you to think I'm doing this good and I'm up here and I tell the truth, then I zapped all of that shit out.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We didn't give a fuck about that.
Right.
We didn't care about none of that. Like, we was trying to really get into this to get rich.
Right.
We know we dope. We want to get rich.
And you made some classic records that made other people rich.
Yeah, this is what we want to do.
Right.
So, you know, Puff wasn't a bad guy. Like, to be honest, like, you know what I'm saying?
He was just doing business as usual.
Because if you notice, after we did that, other people took that formula. Other people start flipping on their labels and start voicing it, because we always gravitated to the people made us, and the power of the people. If you gonna fight somebody mega and a mega beast and something very strong, you gonna need the power of the people.
Of course.
And so we always felt we was for the people, and that
free the locks. I love that campaign.
We go hard with mixtapes. We'll do what we got to do, keep our name alive and rhyme, and that's just how we felt.
Right.
And I guess it was part. We was ignorant too. Like, we was hood. We was really, really hood. Like, we was like, you know what I'm saying? So certain shit, it was like, it just ain't gonna fly. Cause that shit might fly on them dudes, and they might be cool with it, and they might be cool with it. But something ain't gonna fly. We're not built for that.
Right.
We ain't built for certain shit to be handled a certain way.
And would you say that Puff's probably biggest mistake is that he was just too close to everybody?
I wouldn't say. I don't want to know what his biggest mistake is. To be honest with you, I would want to say if I knew, but I don't really think I honestly even know, because I felt like somebody asked me earlier. It's funny because somebody asked me earlier, what do I think of him and how all the artists who've messed with him.
Or the Bad Boy curse.
The Bad Boy curse. I said I'm not part of the curse, so I can't really answer that. I think everything is how you handle something and how you represent yourself and what you stand for.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you feel like, hey, Styles, I don't like how the fuck you talking to me. Right. But you don't want to tell me, yo, Styles, I don't like how the fuck you talking to me, then that's fucking on you. That's on you. At the end of the day.
Right. If you don't want to speak up, that's on you.
You gotta fight for what you believe in, and you gotta fight for what you feel is in your heart.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think as LOX, we've always been like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that, moving forward, you guys have maintained a good relationship, because my memory of the Locks is through Bad Boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a classic.
We cool. I told somebody today we still cool because at the end of the day, I had to be honest and said he did something he didn't have to do,
right?
Which was give us our publishing back.
Which these labels would be like, fuck you.
Nobody would have said,
me. Fuck you,
yeah, fuck it, yeah.
Right.
He gave us it. He gave it back to us.
Right.
So I got to salute, tip my hat, and say that was real. Like we might have went through a lot of shit. We might have had our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, he didn't have to do that. Like could have been just negotiating, going back and forth, and he could have just said, "All right, I'll strike something better for y'all."
Right. I need 10 more albums from y'all.
or do this or this percent. He said, "Fuck it."
There you go. Listen.
I open the door. You just
really,
take the door. You take the door how you want to take it. Like
right.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
To me, this is I go hard with this MC and shit. Like I don't take this shit lightly. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like when you on the court, you just on the fucking court and going hard. You're welcome to get on the court with me. Just keep rocking.
Play 1-on-1. Yo, I tell you, I said it before and I'll say it again.
But watch out for Fortes and Chris Rivers. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't
My
know
man
that you.
Snipe Life. Yeah,
First of all, I didn't even know like that correlation.
Yeah.
Like I'm with it. Like I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, I sat with Chris Rivers and his mom before.
I met him when you guys interviewed him. Yeah, on the other show.
He's a dope dude. Yo,
super.
Your Twitter is a life lesson. I told you before you could write a fucking book. Listen to me. I'm gonna go over.
Tell me that. People say that here and there.
Listen,
you know.
I got a couple of your tweets. Okay, I'm gonna go over them. Feel free to comment on them,
motherfuckers. So then we're not doing I don't trust people.
Okay.
Well, this is the I don't.
Okay, no, we're gonna go over it. Ready? I'm gonna go over something.
Cool.
Listen, internet's on Twitter. The Real Styles P. Listen to this motherfucker, and then P. You feel free to comment. When I learned to drop my ego and pride, life became more peaceful and profitable for me. Got a long way to go though.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot to learn. Like you know what I'm saying. I got a lot to learn. I got a lot more I want to do. So that means I have a lot to learn, and you don't become a master of peace overnight.
Sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to get to a point in my life where I master being peaceful. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know I have a long way to go. But I know dropping my ego and my pride helped me a lot in the,
in the industry?
No, I would say in my later years of the industry, but with the more so of opening my mind and be able to expand my horizons and get into something like Juices for Life. Like if I wouldn't be in peace, I wouldn't have been able to have this brand now. There wouldn't be no Juices for Life because I'd still be running around with like a fucking knucklehead with not sure what I want to do. So that's pretty much that.
Looking forward, pushing forward, paying it forward.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm looking where I want to go. I'm grinding hard to get there. And I've been blessed with a lot, so I think paying forward is a lot of people talk about charity a lot. Like you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think in the industry we often hear about charity, what was given, what was done. I think in one way or the other you have to pay it forward every day. Whether it's, it might be $1 to somebody, it might be $5 to somebody, might be just sweat off your back, might be a coat, might be a hug, might be a shoulder. It might just be, looking out sometimes. Yeah, it might be a compliment, it might be taking one on somebody might owe you a little bread and they don't really got it. It might be like, yo, pay it forward. Hold somebody else down now because that kind of leaves you room in life to be in a good place and to push it forward. Like, so I know if I paid it forward and if my son happened to be in a bad situation, hopefully somebody pay it forward to him. Mm-hmm. That might, I might collect on something like that. So